Thank you everyone for being here this morning, or I guess this afternoon. I really appreciate your time. My name is Emily Joy, and I am the Customer Operations Manager for MicroMentor here in Portland, Oregon, actually calling in. And I'm going to hand it over to Joe Sanchez, who will give us an introduction to the MicroMentor partnership and the MicroMentor program here today. Joe, would you like to take it away from here?
Great, thanks, Emily. And I'm sorry if you can't see me on video, everyone, but that may be a good thing. So good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us today for our MicroMentor webinar for entrepreneurs. As Emily said, my name is Joe Sanchez, and I am with Capital One Bank on our community development team. We're happy to be a partner and supporter of the MicroMentor South Florida Small Business Mentoring Program, and we welcome you to this call to learn more about how you can participate in the program. So I will start first by reviewing what our agenda is going to be and talking to you a little bit about this partnership, and then of course I will then hand it back over to Emily to go over it in more detail. So you should see in front of you our agenda slide. We'll first start by talking about what is this program, what is MicroMentor South Florida. And we'll talk to you about the benefits of mentoring and why this is valuable and important for entrepreneurs. And then we'll talk to you exactly about what is business mentoring. And next, we will talk about getting started on the MicroMentor platform and how to use the online platform. And then we'll also go over tips and best practices for successful mentorship relationships. And then there will be some time near the end for questions and answers. And then finally, we will ensure that you understand the next steps so that you can get started right after the webinar with using the platform and being part of this program. So let me talk to you a little bit more about what is MicroMentor South Florida and what is this partnership. So this program is a collaborative effort between 3 nonprofit organizations in South Florida, Accion, Branches, and Prospera, along with MicroMentor, which is an online platform that connects entrepreneurs and mentors and is supported by Capital One. Accion, Prospera, and Branches provide small business support services to local entrepreneurs and understand how mentorship increases a small business's chance at success by helping them to access business knowledge and guidance from experienced professionals. And so we are excited to be able to, through this partnership, offer opportunities for mentorship to entrepreneurs in South Florida. And again, it is made possible by MicroMentor, which is the online community of entrepreneurs and business mentors, and is supported by Capital One. So I will now turn it back over to Emily so she can go in more detail about everything.
Great, thanks so much, Joe. I really appreciate it. So first of all, we had a couple questions for everyone in the room here, and just curious to get a feel for everyone's familiarity with mentoring. So could you type in the chat box, please? Have you ever had a mentor in your life, or have you ever been a mentor? If you have, just quickly type in the chat box, yes, I've had a mentor, or yes, I've been a mentor, because I'm curious to see how many people have had experience with mentorship in their lives. Right. Thanks, Donald. Joe, yes, has been a mentor and also had a mentor herself. That's great. What about our folks on the webinar here? All right, so the 2 customers, Jesse says, Lorena and Darren have both been mentors and have been mentored. That's fantastic. And great, Sarah, you have had and you are currently a mentor. Wow, so everyone has quite a bit of experience with mentorship. That's a great way to get started. The second question I have for you is, how many of you have chatted with someone online before? I'm pretty sure everyone has chatted with someone online. Great, and we've got some laughing in the chat box as well. That's super. Great. Well then, you're already set with the main steps on how to get started on MicroMentor. So MicroMentor is an online business mentoring platform that enables entrepreneurs from all over the world, as well as volunteer business mentors, to connect, solve problems, and build businesses together. MicroMentor's mission is to empower entrepreneurs to be change makers in their communities and also provide mentors with a volunteering experience that gives them a deeper sense of purpose. MicroMentor is an initiative housed within a larger nonprofit organization called Mercy Corps, which is a leading global humanitarian organization powered by the belief that a better world is possible. Excuse me. And so it's very exciting for us to be working in South Florida, both on the ground and also virtually through the MicroMentor platform itself. And we'll get to much more on that MicroMentor platform. So MicroMentor is a no cost to the entrepreneurs and mentors, and it's a free and easy to use platform that enables you to make connections anywhere, anytime. So it could be in Florida with other entrepreneurs or mentors in Florida, or with entrepreneurs and mentors around the world. And here's just a quick overview of how it works, but we will dive deeply into this today. So the first step is to create a profile. After you've created your profile, you'll be able to search using help from MicroMentor's platform for the right mentor or entrepreneur for you. You'll be able to reach out to that entrepreneur or mentor to start a conversation, and you'll be able to agree together to start a mentoring relationship and really follow through in that mentoring relationship in the way that works best for you. So we're not prescribing a time frame or even a communication method. Often people chat on the MicroMentor platform to get started, and then they take their relationship either through email, Skype, or even meet up in person. All right, so quickly I'm going to go through the benefits of mentoring here for entrepreneurs. This is a great quote that I love from one of the entrepreneurs that we've worked with. He says that having a sounding board and a mentor is invaluable. It helps you get your focus back, it helps you get your energy back, and it helps you to move forward. At MicroMentor, we really believe that this idea of mentorship is a key component to business success and helping businesses move forward. But beyond just the experiences that we hear from the entrepreneurs and mentors who participate in our program, we also collect a lot of data around the businesses that we help serve. And what we see is that entrepreneurs who receive mentoring on MicroMentor do experience better business outcomes than those who don't. So entrepreneurs who are mentored create more jobs, they experience a higher annual increase in revenue, and if they're a new venture, they're also more likely to survive than unmentored businesses. We also see that skills and confidence levels increase, as well as expansion to other resources like professional networks and financial resources, and that we're reaching folks who didn't have access to other business development resources otherwise, and mentorship has played that key role for them in developing their businesses. And so I always like to share a little bit of a story here. So just to put it into a real life context, you'll see Gary here on the side of your screen. He's a mentor who actually lives in Fort Lauderdale. He's been on the MicroMentor platform for about 6 years now, and he met Cynthia about when he started, about 6 years ago. Now, Cynthia is an entrepreneur in Nigeria, so this really is a cross-cultural connection. But Gary was retired, and he had a lot of skills to share as the former VP of Brand and Product Marketing for UPS. And Cynthia was just a starting entrepreneur who was creating a liquid biodegradable soap company. She had seen the need for this product in her market in Nigeria and thought she could create a social enterprise around it. Since that first enterprise, Gary and Cynthia have been working together, first of all, to build her confidence as an entrepreneur, put together a business plan for that liquid soap company, and then a go-to-market strategy where she was able to expand her production and distribution to 3 different countries outside of Nigeria. Now, Cynthia is a serial entrepreneur. She hasn't just started that company, but she started 3 others with Gary's help. So they've had a longer-term relationship that started on MicroMentor that has really lasted and led Cynthia to become a business leader in her community in Nigeria. Her latest social enterprise is actually a business incubator for young Africans, and she's helping them through the lessons that she learned through mentoring to start their own businesses in her area. And this is just a quick quote that Cindy has shared with us. She says that she remembers in the first meeting with her and Gary, Gary said, Cindy, you really need to know what your weekly and monthly goals are and what kind of targets you need to reach every month. And that has really helped me in almost everything I do now. In my business, my life, my activities, I try to set goals. Whether they're weekly, daily, or monthly goals, then it makes it easier for me to actually achieve them. We'll talk about different mentoring styles, but for Cynthia, it was both as simple but also as challenging as breaking out all of the work that she had in her business into goals and objectives and being able to be accountable to those and be helped along the way by Gary to reach those goals. So we'll chat a little bit now about the definition of business mentoring, just so it's clear to everyone. And if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to drop them in that chat box. We will have the opportunity for a Q&A session here at the end. We'll leave at least 15 minutes, and people will be able to ask questions, and we can also answer those as well. But if anything comes to mind, please just drop it in the chat box. All right, so a quick definition of business mentoring. It's a process in which experienced entrepreneurs and business professionals provide counsel, advice, and support to entrepreneurs in a structured relationship. So the more experienced individual is called the mentor, the less experienced individual is called the mentee, or we're referring to them as well as the entrepreneur in this case. Now, it sounds like many of you have had experiences both as the mentee and as the mentor. So we'll talk a little bit about both of those roles, but see if you can think about the experiences that you've had and how they fit into these roles as well. So when we define the role of a mentee, we see that that person is someone who's motivated to develop an idea or grow their existing business. A mentee can identify and articulate their business challenges. Sometimes that's not the easiest, but that is something that the mentor can help the entrepreneur work through in defining those challenges. Mentees are active listeners and demonstrate curiosity by asking questions, and they should follow through on their mentor's advice in the way that makes sense for them and their businesses. Now, who are the mentors? You'll see that mentors on MicroMentor come from many backgrounds, industries, and even countries. Now, we are doing a recruitment push in South Florida as well, so we should have new mentors coming in from your local area, but you've got this huge expansive network of hundreds and even thousands of mentors to reach out to from the United States and all over the world. Mentors on the MicroMentor platform also speak various languages, Spanish being one of the main languages, French, and then many more. We'll get to some more information on that. A mentor is also someone who provides advice and resources needed for your success. They offer the mentee the opportunity of a supported and structured relationship and are concerned about their mentee's success. But a mentor is not someone who does the work. They're rather someone who provides insights based on their previous experiences in the business world. What can mentors provide here? So I've listed the top areas of expertise that entrepreneurs have requested on the MicroMentor platform. So many new businesses need help getting started, right? But existing businesses need help putting together a strategy for growth and development. So we see that business strategy, business planning, and then other areas like marketing, loans and financing, or sales strategy are the most requested expertises on MicroMentor. Now, just curious, for the entrepreneurs in the room, any of these areas resonate with you in terms of something that you might need a little bit of help with? Feel free to, make a comment in the chat box. I'd be curious to know if these top areas of expertise requested are also areas in which you're looking for help in your business. Great, so Sarah is saying yes. That's great, thank you. Anything in particular, Sarah, that jumps out to you that you're looking for help in your business with? And it looks like at one of the cafes, Darren said that he's interested in looking for help in his business regarding loans and financing. That's absolutely a common request and a common topic that mentors and mentees work on through MicroMentor. Lorena says definitely financing and advertising and promotion. Awesome. We'll talk more about how we can sort of define the correct mentor and communicate those expertise Darren says sales strategy help as well. Great, you guys aren't alone. These are the top expertises that are requested. So there are some universal ways that mentors can help with these areas. Sounds like accounting and bookkeeping as well in the Brickle Cafe are being requested. That's great. So mentors can both share resources, but also network connections in these areas that you might need help. There's also planning and maybe reviewing strategic plans and business strategy that the mentors can offer. Mentors can make sense of processes that are unique to each business stage. So whether you're a new business or you're an established business looking to grow. Mentors also do a great job of keeping the entrepreneurs up to date. What are the latest trends, say in sales or in marketing? They also offer cultivation or help growing your leadership abilities. And what I'm hearing a lot around that idea of accounting, bookkeeping, financing, but how to manage finances and also access capital. So this next slide really shows sort of the three main mentor personas that we found that just naturally occur on the MicroMentor platform. Mentors tend to gravitate toward one of these as their strengths, but they could be a combination of all three. We do see that some mentors operate more as the project manager, and I think Gary and Cynthia are a really good example of this. Gary helped Cynthia break down her objectives and goals. They put together a timeline, and then they executed on that plan. That's how the project manager type of mentor can help improve your organization and accountability. Other mentors on the MicroMentor platform act more as technical experts. So these folks are experts, let's say, in digital marketing or some sort of specific industry that you need help with. And these are the folks that can solve very specific challenges, but they may not be able to offer that larger picture, more strategic view that you're looking for. And then we often see, and I think that this quality pops up in a lot of the mentors, is the idea of the coach, right? This person has a big picture approach, but they're very focused on motivating and instilling confidence within the mentees that they work with. You can sort of see different styles that mentors offer, and as you chat with mentors on the platform, you may be able to recognize what type of mentor they are or what type of mentor you feel that you need and communicate those needs to the people that you're chatting with on the platform. So, of course, the goal of business mentoring is to leverage a mentor's expertise to address a business challenge you're facing and then work through it together. You can get to the heart of that challenge, put together a specific action plan, work through the ideas. The mentor should ask really good questions to make you think through how you might structure your business strategy or your approach to that challenge, and then overcome those hurdles together. Just a couple mentoring do's and don'ts in terms of best practices. So as members of the MicroMentor community, all of us strive to adhere to a set of community expectations. This idea of leveling expectations between the mentor and the mentee is key to success. So most of all, each mentoring pair should define those expectations clearly in a way that's both structured and realistic. So this requires mutual respect, trust, and honesty. Sometimes it's hard to start telling someone about your business challenges or your business ideas. We tend to like to guard our ideas, but this mentor, who is also offering that mutual respect and trust, wants to help you and needs to have that exchange, that free exchange of information in order to be successful. Certainly clear expectations and well-communicated goals between the mentor and mentee, an agreed upon time frame for meetings. If you're going to meet once a week or once every 2 weeks, that you honor that meeting. The mentor is volunteering their time, and as an entrepreneur, you don't have a whole lot of time. So it's important to honor that meeting plan. And then, of course, patience and an open mind. The mentor may challenge you, and this is an opportunity for growth only if your mind is open to that. The don'ts here. On the MicroMentor platform, there's no solicitation of any kind. So there's no sales of goods or exchanges in that way. There's also no financial exchange. So the point here is not to ask your mentor for money, but to ask your mentor on advice on, say, how to pitch your product so that you can go out and find financing if that's what you're looking for. There is no disclosure of confidential information, and there is a privacy policy that everyone agrees to at the beginning of their journey on the MicroMentor platform. And of course, we ask the mentors as well that they shouldn't be giving any types of advice or information that they're unqualified to give. And the last major don't is just not having any unrealistic expectations about what the party is able to contribute. Mentors are not providing deliverables. There has to be an agreed upon time commitment and overall time frame. And that goes the same for the part of the entrepreneurs as well. All right, so we are going to move into a quick demo or screenshots of what the MicroMentor platform looks like, so that at the end of this training, you can go to our webpage, sign up, and get started right away and have a great idea of what that takes. So here is the web address for you. It's micromentor.org/South Florida. And you are going to navigate to this page and click this big green join button here to get started. When you click join, you will be able to join the MicroMentor community. You'll set up an account and you'll agree to these community expectations, very similar to the do's and don'ts that we just talked about. Once you create your account, you'll create a profile. This is the way that you share relevant information about your business and also outline the areas of expertise you're looking for and what you need help with. Now, I want to underscore that we know for a fact the more complete your profile is here, including a photo as well as perhaps a LinkedIn page or a website for your business, the more likely you are to be successfully connected with a mentor. And it makes sense. If we're making relationships online, the more information that we have to read about you and your business, the more likely I am as a mentor to reach out. All right, so your profile should identify what industry you're in, it describes your business, and it states your business needs. It's sort of like an elevator pitch that helps to answer the question, how could a mentor help me and why would they want to? The profile itself should not disclose sensitive information, solicit financial support, and then I would warn against containing lots of spelling or grammatical errors, right? Like, nobody's perfect, but we also want to seem professional and serious about finding a mentor on the platform. There's also an optional quiz. Now, we talked about mentees having to identify this business challenge first in order to speak with a mentor about it. So there's a self-assessment that will help you identify your areas of strengths and weaknesses. This thing takes like 5 minutes or less. It's really quick. But the nice thing is that it produces this output that goes onto your profile as well, so that a mentor can see, hey, I've only done a little bit to start up. I've done quite a bit of market research. I am not very prepared in the area of finance, but I am prepared in sales and I've done some planning. So it's a quick assessment of your business that then the mentor can reference and you can use to say, hey, maybe it's finance and setup that I need help in. These look like the areas that I am lacking. After you have completed your profile and the self-assessment if you wish, you'll be able to search for a mentor. So MicroMentor has a matching algorithm that filters profiles of mentors up to the top of your search. So you'll see people who are relevant to you. Those people are also recently active in the MicroMentor community, and they've had some they have some things in common, perhaps an expertise that they can offer that you're looking for. Now, there's also a way to manually filter. If you'd like to narrow down your search a little bit more beyond what MicroMentor is showing you, you can filter by expertise, industry, the years in business that the mentor has been in business, any special keywords, the languages they speak again, or the country that they're from. So these advanced search options are great if you want to narrow down your search, but if your search is too narrow, you're going to eliminate a lot of the pool of the great people who could help you. So it's up to you to play around with that. Once you find a mentor that seems interesting, you can click on their profile and read about them. So you can read about how they can help and also their professional experience. If you think you'd like to reach out to this person, you can click here to start a conversation. The conversation prompt will have some good tips on how to make a good first impression, and this first message is really an introductory message. about why the profile was interesting to you, how you think you could work together, and to ask this mentor if they would be available to start engaging in a mentoring relationship. And just so you know, both mentors and entrepreneurs may initiate conversations. So you might get a message directly from a mentor as well. But I would say don't wait for a mentor to reach out. Often entrepreneurs take the first step in reaching out to the mentors because you are the motivated one that needs help with your business. If you find a mentor who seems interesting, might not be the person for you, but you have a friend or a business partner who you think this would be great for, you can also refer the mentor to a colleague or to a friend. This friend does not need to be signed up on the MicroMentor site. This will actually send them an email inviting them to sign up for MicroMentor and check out this mentor's profile. So a really great way to get other people involved and sort of share the benefits of mentoring with your network. All right, lastly here, you'll have a dashboard where you're able to manage all of your conversations. You can also manage your profile and settings, and there's also some great resources here that we'll get to in a moment that can help you get started on the platform. You'll see that your conversations are listed like they would be in an email inbox, and you can view those as you go through, as you have conversations back and forth. Lastly, about the platform, there's also a community Q&A section. So almost like a question and answer forum, where if you're not quite ready to reach out in a one-to-one relationship, you can actually crowdsource the answer to a question. This is a super easy way to get started and also get a feel for mentoring. And a lot of entrepreneurs end up connecting with mentors here with the mentors who actually answer their questions. So if you have a big, broad question that you want to pose to the group for entrepreneurs and mentors to answer, post it here in the community Q&A. All right, so that was the MicroMentor platform. Doesn't seem too hard, does it? Now we'll move on to a few tips for successful mentoring, and then we'll get to the Q&A, which I know everybody is waiting for. So I've got a few tips around finding the right match. I think I spoke about this already, but one of the most important starting places is to create an effective profile. So being able to say what your business challenge is, share what your business is, so a great description of your business, and even your personal motivations for starting your business will inspire mentors to reach out to you. And then do take the time to find a match. So expect to spend around 30 minutes reading through mentor profiles and then send several messages to mentors. So don't just pick one mentor and expect that this person is going to get back to you immediately. Mentors are busy folks, and so are entrepreneurs, so this matching process takes a little bit of time. If you take that 30 minutes, reach out to 4 or 5 different mentors, you're sure to get a message back or multiple messages back within the week. And then just a final suggestion, ask questions in the beginning to assess fit. In the beginning, you're really feeling each other out to understand, hey, is this a relationship? It's like any human relationship, we're just doing it over this virtual platform. But is this a relationship that I want to engage in? Is this somebody I think that could help me with my business? Questions in the beginning are great, and then you can decide to work together from there. Few tips to make good first impressions with that first message. Share with the mentor why you think their background is a good fit. Describe what you personally hope to gain from this mentoring experience. Ask the mentor to let you know if they're available to start a new mentoring relationship, sort of that permission to get started. And then be responsive and we recognize that both mentors and entrepreneurs are busy, but that responsiveness, it really is important to kickstart the relationship in the beginning. Now, we talked a little bit about that My Resources section on your dashboard. There is a great resource called the Mentoring Roadmap here. And there's a lot more information in that resource section. I would advise that that's the first place you start. But this is a worksheet that you can print if you want that will help you to frame your first few conversations and really set out the guidelines for your mentoring relationship. So this is where you can define your need statement and work through that with your mentor, choose an approach to your relationship, how you're going to communicate, and then also define the scope and timeline of the relationship. All of those questions, for you and your mentor to work through that sort of beginning definition of expectations are here within the mentoring roadmap. All right, so I'm going to go through some quick frequently asked questions, and I'm going to turn it over to everybody for questions here because I really find that that discussion is probably the richest. So just some questions that I hear quite often. What's the ideal number of mentors I should work with? Well, that's totally up to you. What we see is that on average, entrepreneurs work with either 1 or 2 mentors at a time. If they're working with multiple mentors, it's generally different types of mentors or different types of subject matter experts. So I might have a marketing mentor at the same time that I have a finance and accounting mentor who has expertise in that area. That's totally fine. It really depends on your time constraints and your ability to follow up with multiple people. What's the average length of a mentoring relationship? What we see is that the average relationship is about 12 hours over the course of 3 months. So that would be an hour-long meeting on a weekly basis. And those frequency of meetings and also the messages or work exchange back and forth via email or Skype, whatever communication preference you have, really depends on the mentoring pair and those expectations that you've agreed upon at the start. All right, this is a big question that I get. What if I change my mind or it's not a good fit? That's okay. Often in those first conversations, you're asking questions and you're assessing whether this is someone that could be a good fit for you. If it's not, just respectfully thank them for their time and just say that a different mentor would better serve you. And then last but not least, how can I end my relationship? Once you've worked through a challenge and you feel like you've gotten what you needed from that mentor, what can you do? So a formal ending, agreed upon by both sides, gives that mentoring pair a sense of closure, which is always nice. But at the end of the challenge or that time frame that you've agreed upon, it's always a good opportunity to evaluate the work you've done and decide if you'd like to continue working together on a different challenge or if you want to close the relationship and perhaps keep in contact in the future. And we often see that people will sort of close down the mentoring relationship, but maybe reach back out in 6 months or in a year to give their mentor or mentee an update on their progress. That's great. Some of these relationships are a little bit more transactional. Others last for years, and that's up to you. Okay, so I'll turn it over to the group here. Let's talk a little bit about Q&A. So are there any questions you have, whether it be about mentoring and mentoring best practices or about how to use the MicroMentor platform? Feel free. I'm going to turn everybody's microphones on so that we can actually just have a conversation here instead of going in the chat box. So I think that, so Patrick, you are able to talk. Sarah and Valerie, who are on the line, looks like you're able to talk as well. Any questions to get started? You just have to unmute yourself and ask the question.
I have a question. Yeah. Hi.
Hi there, who's this?
Hi, this is Lorena Miranda. I'm calling, I'm at the Miami location. Or Coral Gables location. I'm sorry, I have a very brief question. I wasn't sure, I think I may have missed it. But I believe that I have particular qualities that would serve well as a mentor, but I also have a lot of things that I need to be mentored on or I would appreciate. So when I'm setting up this profile, how do I kind of like let people know that?
That is such a good question. Thank you for asking that. So in the very beginning, decide what you want to be sort of your root profile. Do you want to be seen as a mentor or a mentee more so than the other? And then after you've finished that profile, you can actually complete an additional profile. So let's say, for example, you go in and you create a profile as an entrepreneur, right? You're looking for a mentor in these areas. Once you've completed that, you can add the mentor part to your profile in settings. So just in your account settings, you can fill out your mentor profile, and now you have a dual profile. So you both have the information around being a mentor and being a mentee on the platform. So just, I guess the simple answer is choose one to get started, And then once you've filled out one of the profiles, whether it's mentor or mentee, you can go to your account settings and add that other half. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Cool. And we see that a lot of people do that, and like, what a great way to pass on the knowledge that you've already gained in those areas that you feel you could be a mentor, but also continue learning as a mentee as well. Such a good question. Thank you for that. Anybody else?
Can you hear us?
Can you hear in Brickle Cafe?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Does the mentee have any profile for social or economic measures?
You might have to get a little closer to the microphone.
Profile for the mentee. Are there social or economic measures that would make them qualify or not?
So in creating, sorry, go ahead.
That's about it. Is there a profile you're looking for in the social or economic realm of things that would allow the mentee to apply for the program?
Yeah, good question. In the type of profile of the entrepreneur, are there specific social or economic details that we're looking for? This program, the MicroMentor South Florida, is open to all types of entrepreneurs. So it could be from any industry, and it could be in any business stage. You know, whether it's a person who just has an idea to get started with a small business, or someone who's been in business for 10 years. Like I said, within any industry, this is just a free and open service for any type of entrepreneur. Does that help answer your question?
Yes, it does, she said.
Great. Yeah, thank you for that. I think that's really important too. And truly, mentors are looking for so many different types of projects or entrepreneurs to work with on the platform. We have some mentors that, you know, specialize or look specifically for those new ideas because they love developing those new ideas into businesses, and we have others that are much more like operationally focused on growth that choose to work with existing businesses. So you'll also find mentors that are willing to sort of give their expertise to that full range of industries and business stages. Other questions? Or even reactions? What do you think? Does this look like something that you could use to either become a mentor or become a mentee or both?
Yes. Yes. I asked the question like I could.
Yeah.
This platform definitely facilitates. I haven't seen anything like this, to be honest. Not to this degree. So I think it's pretty interesting.
Awesome.
What I like most about your program is it brings people together one-on-one. All of the other entrepreneurial programs, it's always been a group or a networking where you may just roll off a few things that you can help them with, but this is becomes a one-on-one and a very personal and, like you say, private and trustful relationship.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a little difficult to hear, but yes, these are certainly those one-to-one relationships. That would be the end goal here, is creating those. But there is the opportunity for group mentoring as well through the community Q&A.
Yes, I saw that at the end, but the one-on-one is really important to both.
Absolutely, and that one is important because we often hear so many entrepreneurs talking about how they go it alone. Sorry, we're getting a little feedback here. There we go. But yeah, to reiterate again, thank you for bringing that up. The one-to-one relationships are really important, and so many of the entrepreneurs that we speak with just need that extra support and don't have to feel like they're out there sort of going it alone. I think the other great opportunity with this, and we'll get to that a little bit more, but are the in-person events that will be happening at the Capital One cafes, both in Brickell and at Miracle Mile. So we're bringing together this virtual community through the MicroMentor platform, but also providing a physical space for them in the Capital One cafes in South Florida. And so if you'd like to meet with your mentor in person, you can use the cafe space. And I think that probably Jesse or Chris, one of the folks at the cafes, could speak a little bit more toward how that might work. But I think that in this program is unique because we're providing both the opportunity to meet virtually, but also providing a space where you can meet to work through this relationship and also touch base with the program on various events that we'll be doing. And we'll talk a little bit more about those events in next steps. I don't know, Jesse or Chris, did you want to mention anything about just using the meeting space at the Capital One cafes?
Yeah, this is Gabriel from the Capital One Cafe in Brickell. We're providing the mentors and entrepreneurs the meeting spaces free of charge, up to 3 hours for them to meet. And reservation is required through space, but we can walk people, on how to do that process. And then we'll be having an event in July, also to introduce and show the benefits of mentoring here in Brickell.
Great, thank you so much, Gabriel. You may have been breaking a little bit, but I'm happy to reiterate. Did you want to add anything else? Or anybody wanted to add anything else? Okay, great. So what Gabriel said was that over at the Brickell Cafe, we'll be having a live event in July. And there is certainly space available by reservation, and the Capital One Cafe folks are very happy to walk you through that process. So you can reserve a meeting room and have a meeting in person with your mentor there at the Capital One Cafe itself. So I'm going to talk a little bit about next steps and then hand it over to Joe to close here. But really what we're asking you today is to get started. MicroMentor is truly a convenient and free application that will help you to connect with somebody who cares about your business success. And so what you can do today is join the MicroMentor South Florida community by signing up through our webpage and clicking on that join link that I showed. And then you can start looking through mentor profiles, start a conversation, and start mentoring. We do have a launch event coming up on June 25th, which will be really fun. We're going to do some speed mentoring activities and sort of go through the official launch of the MicroMentor South Florida program in person. That will be hosted at the Miracle Mile Cafe. And then we'll have another follow-up event in July at the Brickell Cafe as well. And so those are sort of the next steps to getting started. I'm so happy that you could have joined today. Thank you so much for the interest. Feel free to share this with your friends, this information about MicroMentor South Florida. Definitely is a great opportunity. So I see that Jessie would like to chat here, so let me just give her the ability to talk really fast and see if there's anything else the cafe folks have to add before Joe closes the meeting here. Jessie, you should be off mute. Go ahead and add to that if you'd like.
Before I add, Darren did have a question. Hold on one moment.
Can you show us a link for the South Florida community again? Because we didn't see it.
Oh.
You've got it. We'll follow up with an email to this so that you've got it also in your inbox, but let me just go quickly back. There it is right there. So micromentor.org/South Florida.
That's
and
Didn't work.
What's that?
I tried it yesterday and it didn't work.
We'll give it a shot and see maybe what's going on there. It should be up and running, Darren, but thanks for the heads up. I appreciate that. All right. Jesse or anyone from the cafes want to add anything at the end here?
So it sounded like Gabriel was touching on it right when we lost signal. And I think he was talking about the meeting rooms, correct? Was that what Gabriel was talking about? Okay, awesome. Yeah, I just kind of wanted to provide some a little more context if anyone's interested on the June 25th date, the launch party. We're going to have, it's going to be like a networking mixer, and we're going to have actually speed mentoring sessions. So we'll have 3 sections in the cafe where people will come. We'll have some beer and wine. You come, network, and then join in on the mentoring conversations. And then we'll also have a mentor who's actually used the profile, who's been using it for a couple of years, that's from the South Florida area, that will talk to the program and the success that he's had in building working business relationships.
What time is this?
That's going to be from 7 to 9.
And we'll be able to send out the Eventbrite link for that launch event on June 25th.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So if there's not any other questions, Jill, maybe I'll turn it back over to you, and we can wrap up the meeting today.
Great. Thank you so much, Emily, and thank you so much for everyone who joined, and for the cafes who I know are hosting people in person. I also wanted to encourage all the entrepreneurs that joined today. Please spread the word if you think that this is a valuable resource. Other small business owners who may also benefit from this mentoring platform. Please share it with them as well. The webinar is being recorded, and so there will be an opportunity for people who didn't join this webinar to be able to get oriented and learn how to sign up and use the platform. And also, if you know potential mentors, maybe you already had a great business mentor and that they might be interested in mentoring other businesses, spread the word to them as well, as it would be great for them to be able to sign up and spread their knowledge and the knowledge that they've shared with you as well. So thank you again. We will follow up with more information. Don't forget and I would recommend immediately after this webinar, so while it's still fresh in your head, go to that link, press that green button, and sign up on the platform. So thanks everyone.
Great. Thanks, Joe, and thanks everyone for your attention today. It's great to get started. We're really excited to have you join the MicroMentor South Florida community. So we'll see you online.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. All right. Bye-bye.